Okay, there we go. Perfect. Well, welcome to practice. For this week, we're going to lean into some like back extension work, so strengthening along the length of the spine and working to open along the front body. So heart opening, opening down through the fronts of our hips and our quads, and then finding engagement also through the backs of the legs. So strengthening the posterior chain, creating length and space for the front body. And then in terms of a heart space intention or offering, what keeps coming up for me, it's kind of interesting. I have two themes that I've kind of like gone back and forth on. So I'll just kind of offer them both and maybe one resonates or both. The first thing that would come up for me is this like inquiry into what sparks inspiration for us. I think we're kind of in this time of the year where we start the year on the first, and then we're starting to like lose maybe some of the momentum that we began with. But finding things in our life that help to keep us inspired, right? What sparks passion and inspiration and energy within you? The people, the maybe books, the music, what helps you to feel energized, right? And finding ways to bring more of that into the moments throughout your days so that you can continue to ride that wave of momentum of being inspired and passionate and excited about the direction that you're headed and about moving towards the life that you desire. Yeah. On the other hand, what keeps coming up for me is this idea of how do we do a better job of caring for ourselves and those around us. I think it can be easy to get kind of in this tunnel vision of like, okay, these are my goals and this is what I'm moving towards and I'm focused and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But how do we also like nurture ourselves physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally? And how do we care for the people that are in our vicinity, right? How do we be of service to ourselves and others? How do we make sure that we are just providing intention, right, to the care that we offer? So thinking about like what is really going to help to nourish me, and what is really going to help to nourish the people that support me or I support. So just bolstering our circles as much as we can. Yeah, I think, again, over the next couple of weeks, we have some interesting transitions happening as well. So just allowing our practice to be one of those sources of support. But like I said, those are kind of two things that have been continuing to like pop up for me. So I just figured I'd offer both. We are going to start our practice today in a child's pose. And I recognize that child's pose is not always the most comfortable shape for all bodies, and especially for maybe a starting shape. So child's pose, or if you wanted to start in seated meditation, that's perfect too. And so starting to adjust, right, to your space. If you're choosing child's pose, taking your knees hips distance or wider as your big toes come towards each other or to touch. As you allow your spine to lengthen. If you're in that child's pose, you could also add the variation of bringing the heels of your hands to the base of your skull. So prayer hands to the nape of your neck. If you're a seated meditation, just allowing yourself to grow nice and tall, maybe a shoulder shrug to open the space of your heart. As your hips get heavy, and as your eyes drop shut, let's take a really deep breath into your nose towards the back of your body. Just feeling that contact, the backs of your lungs. And then when you're ready, open up, exhale, just sigh the breath out. We'll take 2 more cycles, so a deep breath, really concentrating your breath into the back of your body. Pausing for a moment when you reach full. And then open mouth, exhale, cleanse that breath out. And one final cycle like this, just moving at your own pace, a deep, expansive breath in. And pause a moment at the top of your breath. And then open mouth, exhale, clear the breath away. Softly seal your lips as you inhale through your nose, slow, steady, and full. We'll maintain that soft seal of the lips as we exhale through the nose, slow, steady, and complete. Breathing in to arrive. And breath out to clear any clutter from the mind. Maybe taking those two different inspirations and forming personal intention for your practice as you take one more breath here. And then carry that intention with you as you slowly start to make your way into a tabletop pose over your next breath or so. So take your time to shift forward to all fours. As we stack up our joints, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, start to find some movement here, some organic movement. Start to feel into your hips and your spine, checking in with your neck. And then you can continue just to explore following the information you're receiving from your body. If you'd like to start to move into some cat-cows, we'll inhale to our cow pose. Heart actively draws forward and through as you pull the earth towards you. Untuck your tailbone. And then on your exhale, as you press the earth away, begin to dome the back of your heart up high, cat pose. Big, big push through your hands, kick down through your knees, tuck your chin and tailbone. Again, we'll inhale, cow pose, heart and tailbone, scoop up. Then with your exhale, press and round to find your cat pose. Feel the length along your spine. And final cycle, breathing in to find that openness through your front line. Maybe shift a little bit forwards and backwards. And with your exhalation, cat pose, press and curl. Maybe shift again a little bit forwards and backwards. So you find yourself at neutral. All right, we're going to keep our hips stacked over our knees and then walk your hands forward for puppy pose, Anahatasana. You can either dive your forehead or your chest to the earth. Okay, hips stay high as your heart sinks down towards your yoga mat. And let's activate through the arms, so big push down through your palms. Feel your arms, your shoulders engage. And then feel your sternum sink in the direction of the earth. Side bodies lengthen as your hip creases draw energetically up and back for one more round of breath. And from here, we're going to start to bend at our elbows, and we're going to cat spine forward onto our bellies. So as you bend at your elbows, round your spine, and just slowly bring your hips, rib cage, heart to the earth, belly down, Savasana. Stack your hands underneath your forehead, elbows wide. Resting your hands on the earth, forehead to the backs of your hands, shoulders soften out of ears. Just take a moment here. We're going to lift and lengthen each leg. So just lift up your left leg, lengthen it out, set it back down. Lift up your right leg, lengthen it out, and set it back down. Okay. From there, navel pulls to spine. Getting heavy through your hips, activate your glutes, and press down through your toenails and the tops of your feet. Thighs are strong, seat is strong, center is strong. Take a breath in. Then as you exhale, keeping your forehead resting to the backs of your hands, lift your upper body off the earth. Okay, so nape of the neck is long, forehead is resting to the backs of your hands, elbows are wide, and you're using the strength along your spine to help lift your chest. Think about length through nape of the neck, but also through your throat. So find that nice neutral position. You're squeezing along your spine gentle, right, to find that energy to lift. The amount that you lift isn't important, just finding that engagement as you take one more big breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and slowly lower back down. From here, we're going to bring our hands back by our rib cage for a cobra. So hands will frame your ribs. Forehead to the mat. Think about pressing your elbows back and draw your elbows towards the midline. Same engagement through the lower body and center through the core. And then inhale, low cobra, lift through your heart. As you exhale, find a gentle press down through your hands. And again, think about shoulders and elbows drawing towards the back of your yoga mat. You could reach your elbows towards your heels, and then gently squeeze to the midline through your upper arm bones. Feel that hug at the backs of your armpits. Take one more big breath in, and exhale to release forehead to the earth. Headed towards our high cobra, or if you'd like to return to low cobra, honoring what feels best for your spine, your body. Inhale, low or high. Okay. Same heaviness through the legs, engagement through your seat. If you're in a high cobra, there's a micro bend through your elbows. We have that same action whether we're high or low. We're pulling the rib cage gently forward. Elbows and shoulders are drawing back into the center line. Think about pressing the crown of your head up high, shoulders out of ears, big breath in, and exhale to release. And from here, a super slow motion, press to a child's pose. So really slow. Core is strong. Take your time to lengthen your hips to your heels once again. Your arms are outstretched in front of you. Nice big breath. As you exhale, hands walk over to the left for a side body stretch. Press down through your palm on your right hand, and then reach back through your right hip. Just take one inhale, one exhale. Breathe in to walk your hands through center, and with your breath out, hands go to the right. Anchor down through your left hand, reach back through your left hip, think heavy through your tailbone as you take an inhale. Okay. Exhale, maybe hips drop a little bit further. And then we'll shift into our tabletop once again. So as you walk it back to the midline, adjusting to your tabletop, tuck your toes with your inhale. And then find your hovering tabletop as you exhale. So think about pressing actively down through your hands and your toes. Can you drive your toes into the earth so much that you feel your belly respond? So pressing through your strong feet to engage at your center. So you push into your hands through that space at the back of your heart, gain some buoyancy. And then take a nice deep inhale. From that strength at your center, exhale, downward facing dog. Begin to send your hips up and back. And allow the weight of your skull to release. And then think about breathing from crown of the head to tailbone. So feeling all that length along your spine, along your side bodies. Okay, finding any check-ins here. So maybe a paddle through your feet. Windshield wipers. You can bend and extend your knees. Okay, noticing the activation through your hands. Right? That intention through your finger pads, through your palms as you push the earth away. And then we're going to find a couple spinal waves here. So from your downward facing dog, a deep breath in will lift you to your tippy toes. Thinking cat spine, as you exhale, push the earth away and roll forward like an ocean wave, rounding through your spine, chin tucks, as you find your way to your high plank. We'll scoop it up and back, soften your knees, think cow spine, lift your heart and tailbone. Tailbone leads the way to downward facing dog. So you're just trying to get as much movement along the spine as possible, really emphasizing the roundedness and the arch of your back. We'll go 2 more times. Inhale, heels high. Big push through your hands. Exhale, slowly cat spine forward, core is strong. As you roll to your high plank. Breathing in, think cow spine, bend your knees and scoop your hips up and back. One more time, right away, exhale, round forward, cat spine to your high plank. Inhale, bend your knees, cow spine to downward facing dog. With your out breath, just arrive. As you push the earth away, maybe think about also drawing your upper arm bones to the midline, like you're squeezing your biceps towards your ears. Then inhale your right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. On exhale, we're going to bend our knee and open through the hip. Think about focusing on the stretch of the front of your right hip. So really think about your right thigh bone moving towards the left side of the room. Take an inhale. As you exhale, knee to nose, pull your thighs straight through your center line, big push into your hands. We'll inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg returns to the sky. This time as you exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee is going to lower all the way down to the ground. Anjaneyasana, push through your right foot to lift your heart and hands. And then for today, we're going to start with our hips pretty far back. So you do want to honor your left knee. So if you need to place maybe like extra cushion underneath that, that's fine. But instead of like dumping into our front hip, we're going to start in this more like 90-90 variation. So energetically, right foot is pushing down and forward. Navel pulls to spine, front ribs draw in. And think about extending your tailbone towards the earth. Light up your left glute. Hands will reach high. And then interlace your hands overhead except for pointer fingers and thumbs. So you send energy up through your index fingers. Think about lifting your rib cage off your pelvis, especially your back ribs. Good. Take an inhale here. Now, if this feels like an effective place for you to continue to stay, maybe you stay. Or as you exhale, you might begin to send your hips energetically forward. Think more forward than down. Your hips will naturally go down, so think forward more than down. And then maybe draw a line with your fingertips across the ceiling towards the back of the room. It doesn't have to be a big motion. Okay, nice deep breath in. Exhale, goddess arms, elbows go wide. And allow your hands to fall down to drape to the earth and frame your right foot. Back toes tuck if they're not already. Lift your back knee off the ground and take a moment to find your hamstring stretch. Both legs extend. Dive across your right thigh. Let your head fall heavy for today. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Now as you bend into your front knee again, arrange your feet to where they would be for your high crescent lunge. So just make adjustments, feet about hips distance. Right? Strong through your legs, begin to energize your core. On a breath in, we're reaching into our reaching crescent. So at the diagonal, imagine you're holding a yoga block between your palms. So you're pressing into the midline. Thumbs are lifting energetically to the sky, sparking energy through your fingertips, getting that engagement through your back body. Big push down through the 4 corners of your right foot. Think hips are buoyant here. So instead of sinking and dumping into the right hip flexor, think about pushing the earth away. Okay? Take one more full inhale. On exhale for this round, hands come down to the earth. Step forward into your forward fold. Left foot joins your right. Soften your knees, dive to your thighs. Now we'll inhale to a halfway lift. Feel your core light up. Press length and extension along your spine. And then exhale, forward fold, release. We'll rise all the way to stand. This first round, we're going to circle sweep tall. Take a nice big breath in. On your exhale, goddess arms. Heart tilts to the sky as your elbows go wide. Inhale, reach tall with your breath. And exhale, bend your knees, hinge forward to your forward fold. We'll take a half lift with inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And then high plank as you exhale, plant your hands and take a mindful step back. Good, take a moment to really activate through your front body here. So our plank pose is a good counterbalance as we strengthen through the back body and open through the front body. This moment of reintegration. So press through your hands, push through your toes, thighs and center strong. Maintaining the distance between your shoulders and ears. Inhale to shift forward to your tippy toes. Re-engage through your belly and your thighs. Exhale as slowly as you can to the earth. As you reach your elbows back, the crown of your head forward, can you keep your center strong, your thighs active as you lower all the way down? And untuck your toes. Start to send your arms beside you like airplane wings. So turn your palms down, thumbs wide. So you have that slight external rotation through our arms. Anchoring through your legs to start, we're going to do just the upper body first. So tops of the feet are grounded, navel to spine, take an inhale. Take an exhale, check in with the strength of your glutes. Then breath in to lift your upper body. So lifting your chest, lift your arms. I like to do like a little shoulder shrug to help keep my collarbones wide. And as you lift through your upper half, think backs of the hands to the sky, and then squeeze your pinky fingers towards the midline. If you'd like to, maybe start to float your legs as well. You know, energetically lengthening, squeezing to the midline. Continue to flow your breath through your body for 5. Okay, full inhales, complete exhales for 4. Here for 3, maybe there's a little bit more lift available for 2. And 1, release. Moving to our gecko pose. Fingertips go wider than your yoga mat. Elbows to the sky, shoulders out of ears. With a breath in, begin to lift your chest, any amount. You can stay here, or as you exhale, maybe use your hands to push and grow a little bit taller through your heart. Drawing your ribcage forward, take an inhale. Strong glutes, left shoulder dips to the center, twist your gaze to the right as you exhale. Shoulders out of ears, we'll in-breath to come back to center. And we'll use out-breath to switch second side, right shoulder in, looking to the left. Inhale returns you to the midline, lift and lengthen. Use your exhale to pull your chest forward, squeezing your shoulder blades together as you lower all the way down, forehead to the earth. Hands frame your rib cage. Breath in to your up dog, or you can return to cobra. Your up dog, big push. Legs are strong, but hips are still moving towards the earth as you lift your heart and crown. And you breathe your collarbones a little bit wider across your chest. And in slow motion, use your core to pike back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to paddle through your feet, big breath through your nose. Then open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. And exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Head is relaxed, pushing through your arms. Again, can you press your left thigh bone towards the right? You'll feel a squeeze through your glute, maybe your hamstring, and that stretch to the front left hip. Breath in, breath out, brings your knee towards your nose, squaring through your hips, shift forward, push the earth away, think cat spine. So you pull your thigh into your chest. Inhale, we'll re-extend left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale to place your left foot forward to the front, low lunge. Release your right knee down to the earth. Big push into your legs to lift through heart and hands, Anjaneyasana. So we want to keep the left hip flexor nice and spacious, or at least as spacious as possible. So drawing back a little bit, front ribs in, navel to spine. Think about using your low belly strength, and imagine you could lift your hip bones, your front hip bones, up to your low ribs. Yes, the core is really involved in this. Right glute begins to energize. And as your tailbone lengthens, reach up tall, interlace fingers except for pointer fingers and thumbs, and extend to the sky. Right, as you find that length, think about your entire ribcage moving as one unit away from your pelvis. So oftentimes when we think about lifting through the ribcage, we lift just the front part. So think your back ribs are also floating away, right, from your sacrum. Now, if you want to, you might begin to shift your hips energetically forward. Keep the engagement through your lower body, in particular your right glute and your core. Maybe your fingertips reach a little bit up and then start to draw a line slowly and gently back. Maybe that's just like an inch. You might feel safe to lift your chin off your chest a little bit. Okay, the shoulders might get a little bit spicy. Take an inhale. Exhale through your goddess arms. Let your hands release down to the earth to frame your left foot. Hamstring stretch, lift your back knee. Adjust your feet as much as you need. And then find length through your legs. Really feel your left thigh bone plug into your pelvis. Tailbone energetically lengthens up and back. And then let your chest drape towards your thigh, head heavy for a breath. So to bend into your left knee, and then again, just make sure your feet are where you would want them for your high crescent. Begin to drive through both feet before you go anywhere. So push into your feet, feel that kind of lift through your booty. Engage your core, front ribs, navel to spine. And then from that super strong foundation, reaching crescent, push the earth away, reach at the diagonal. And we want to create distance between torso and the thigh so we're not resting. We want to create room at the left hip flexor. And then squeeze to the midline, that imaginary block over the crown of your head. Thumbs are lifting up. Feel all that energy to the back of your body. Feel your front body supporting that energy. Drive down through your feet. Again, think hips are lifting. Take one more inhale. And we exhale, hands to the earth. Step forward to your forward fold. Intentional step of your right foot to join your left. Softness through your knees, heavy head. Inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Knees bend a lot, heavy through head, tailbone, and arms. We're in a slow motion roll to standing. So as the back of your heart leads the way, really try to relax your arms as much as possible and use the weight of your arms to create that stretch in the space between your shoulder blades. Chin is still to chest. Once you get to the top, really big shoulder shrug. Elbows are involved as you open up, blossom open. Well, inhale, circle sweep high. As you exhale, soft knees hinge forward again to your forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breath in to lengthen. High plank is our exhale, step back. And create a very, very intentional plank position. Again, this is one of our counterbalances. So you continue to strengthen along the spine. Zipping up through your front line, big push into the earth. And keeping your front line so strong, so solid, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly, all the way to the ground. When you arrive, untuck your toes. Inhale to a low or high cobra. Think about this as an opportunity to lengthen. And then draw your ribcage forward as you lower with exhale. We're going to walk into our Sphinx pose, so elbows will come to stack beneath your shoulders. A big push down along the lengths of your form. So imagine you're going to press your hands through the floorboards. Yeah. And as you push to the floorboards, feel that uplift through your chest, the crown of your head. Right. Elbows driving down, palms pressing down. Take a breath in. On exhalation, think about pulling your elbows towards your hip bones as you create distance between your ribcage and your pelvis. Check that your glutes are strong, your center is strong. Option to stay here, or maybe you press your hands and lift your elbows to seal pose, if that feels okay for your body. Continue to think about length and engagement. Good. When you're ready, elbows go wide, rest your forehead to the backs of your hands, belly down Shavasana, bend your knees, little windshield wiper side to side with your heels. Okay, from here, hands are gonna come to frame your rib cage. Good. Tuck your toes underneath, take a deep inhale, knees up or down, exhale to your plank. Slowly push the earth away. Downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Take a little paddle. And so we'll continue with what we've started to create. An inhale reaches right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Option to stay here for a breath. Maybe take a brief wild thing, your right tippy toes. Right, slowly step to the earth. Big push away from the ground as you open your heart to the sky, looking to your right fingertips, reaching to the front of the room. Three-legged dog, right hand to the earth. Take an inhale as you reach your right leg long up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, push and round, cat spine. We hold for inhale. Keep pushing the earth away and tucking in as you hold for exhale. Navel pulls up to the ceiling. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg high with your breath in. And step your right foot forward as you breathe out. And set your feet up as if you're going to your high crescent. Begin to drive down to the power of your legs. Light up your core. Once you have that support, reaching crescent. Big breath in, reach at the diagonal. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now you have the option to bring your hands to earth or blocks to support your transition. We're gonna move really mindfully to our chair pose. So if you'd like to challenge your strength, lean into your right foot, come to your left big toe. Push down through your right foot, use your core to take a mindful step forward, left foot to the front. So you settle into the strength of our lower bodies. We'll inhale to re-extend through our arms. On exhale, airplane arms, hands sweep back. And maybe use that little shoulder shrug action to turn your thumbs wide, palms down. Press the backs of your hands to the sky, hug your pinkies to the midline. We're gonna stay here, or you have the option to interlace your hands behind you, right thumb on top of your left. That's gonna be more challenging for your balance. Yes, you choose what feels right for you. Left foot stays on the earth. Begin to flamingo your right heel up and in. So your sternum lengthen forward. So an invitation of your heart to the front. Look slightly forward. Big breath in. Exhale towards your airplane. Inhale to continue to lengthen and energize through your legs. If you have the chest expansion bind, think about using that to help lift and open your heart. Take one more big breath in. Exhale brings us to our high crescent, right tippy toes to the earth. Release your arms and inhale to reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, 90-90. Sink your right knee down to a hover, tailbone heavy, front ribs drawing in. Focus is front right hip flexor. Pausing here for a breath. Continue to tuck gently through your tailbone. Push through your right toes to squeeze your right glute into engagement. One more inhale. Exhale, release your right knee all the way down, hands to the sky. Side body stretch. Left hand's gonna grab your right wrist. Lean to your left. Take one breath in and one breath out. Good inhale, hands go tall to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the earth to frame your left foot. Lift your back knee, step into your high plank position, left foot meets your right. As you light up the entire front line of your body, inhale to glide forward to your tippy toes. Keeping that front line engagement, navel to spine, front ribs knit. Exhale to the earth with intention. Untuck your toes. Squeeze your glutes. So I like to think about like the ledge of the booty cheeks with the lower glute drawing to my hamstrings. So instead of squeezing like your right glute to your left glute to the center, think about squeezing base of booty cheeks to hamstrings. Good. Now we're gonna send our arms either into that airplane position, like locust before, or you can reach your arms overhead, thumbs to the sky like you're holding a block between your palms. So you choose. Like before, we're gonna start with the upper body. So glutes strong, legs strong, navel to spine. As you breathe in, lift your upper body. As you exhale, you can stay here, or maybe next breath in, you lift your legs. Squeezing again to center and up as you reach length. Check in with your neck, releasing unnecessary tension from the cervical spine. Feeling all that engagement along your back body. One more breath in. And exhale, belly down, Savasana, release. Take a breath down into the earth. And as you breathe out, hands are gonna come to frame your rib cage. We're gonna do a slightly different transition this time. Push back to your child's pose. If you wanna go through a cobra and then to your child's pose, you can add that in, but hips to your heels. Heavy for your tailbone. Hips to heels, we're gonna rise up so we're sitting on our shin bones. You can cat spine up, so think about back of the heart leads. As you rise and reach tall, big breath in. Exhale, goddess your arms, elbows go wide. Let your hands fall down to the earth, so fingertips behind you. Baby camel, collarbones open. If you just wanna puff your heart up here, that's perfect. Or option to kick down with your shin bones and lift your pelvis any amount. Maybe chin tilts towards the ceiling. Feel the power of your legs and your glutes supporting the openness at the fronts of your hips and down to your quads. One more inhale. Exhale, when you're ready, sink your hips back to your heels. Shift forward to find downward facing dog. Once you arrive in your downward facing dog, please inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, stay, or maybe tip into your wild thing for a moment, finding control in that transitional space. Feeling the space that you've created. A back body helps to boost your front body top. Three-legged dog, slow and strong. Return to center, left leg lifts and lengthens up. Exhale, knee to nose. Push the earth away through the transition as you round forward. We hold for inhale. Tucking in tight as we exhale. Navel in, front ribs in. Three-legged dog. Lift your left leg high with your breath. Step your left foot forward as you breathe out. Get super strong through your legs. Again, you're pushing down into the earth. There's an uplift of your booty before you go anywhere. Core draws in, reaching crescent. So you reach at the diagonal. Make sure your front body again is offering that strong support for your back body. Inhale as you lift through your thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, you might bring your hands to blocks of the earth. Otherwise, you're going to lean forward into your left foot. Core is so strong, pushing through your left foot, step to your chair. Good. Maybe your chest is a little bit prouder here. Your hips a little bit lower. Inhale, reaching through your fingertips just for a moment to emphasize the length of your side bodies. Exhale, airplane arms. Invitation for that shoulder shrug to open your chest. And then starting with the upper body. So thumbs are wide, palms are facing down. Can we press the backs of our hands up, triceps light up. Squeeze through your fingertips. So if you're choosing to add in the bind, just know that that's not better, it's just different. This engagement through the triceps can be a way to strengthen for our chaturangas without being in a chaturanga itself. Otherwise, for the stretch, if it's available, chest expansion bind. If you want it, left thumb on top. Right foot stays low. Begin to flamingo left foot up. And then take at least 2 rounds of breath to move towards your airplane pose. Notice if your chest has a tendency to twist in one way or the other. Maybe finding squareness through your hips, length through your left leg, and then slow motion, high crescent. The power of your right leg will place your left toes down, reaching your hands high, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart, 90-90. So think tailbone tuck slightly as you bend your left knee towards a hover. Pressing through your feet, energize through your seat muscles. Navel to spine. Again, we're going for this front left hip flexor stretch for one more moment. Feeling all that power through your legs. Take an inhale. Exhale, left knee to the earth. Back toes can be tucked or untucked as you reach high. Side body stretch. Right hand will catch your left wrist. Lean over to the left. Continue to think about lengthening through your tailbone. Good. Now take one more moment. And when you start to feel ready, you'll bring it back to center. Hands come to the earth. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. High plank, right foot meets your left. We inhale to shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga this time, so lower halfway or all the way. Breathing in, find your up dog or your cobra. Then as you breathe out, slow and strong pike, downward facing dog. Take a little bend and extend through your knees. A little windshield wiper, tick-tock, heels from side to side. And then center your right leg to the sky. Take your right foot to the outside of your right hand, lizard lunge. Left knee is going to lower to the earth. And I'm going to do a couple add-ons here, but essentially this is your lizard lunge of choice, yeah? So if you wanted to go to your forearms instead of adding in like little spinal articulation that I'll be offering, take any version of lizard. If you want to, you might flex your left heel to your seat. So think hamstring curl. Navel to spine. We'll breathe in, just pull your chest forward first. On your exhale, think cat spine. You're going to tuck your chin, push into your hands as much as you can, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your left glute. You may shift your hips back in space a little bit. You're going for that front left hip flexor stretch. So really tuck your chin, tailbone, big push through your hands. You're catting your spine. One more moment. And release. From here, we'll swim our right hand back to find our twist. Perhaps if it's available, your right hand catches your left foot and you facilitate that quad stretch. Good. One final inhale. And then on your exhale, start to release. We're going to walk our right foot across to find half pigeon. As always, with half pigeon, does not feel right for your body, feel free to take a different shape. Right? So maybe you're a seated figure four, it may be a cross-legged seat forward fold, but right hip opening. And then as you find your half pigeon, we're going to stay lifted today. So options. You could just get strong through your legs and bring hands to heart, or just be light through your fingertips. Another option, and I will say for this next variation, if you want to try it, instead of trying to get your right shin parallel to the top of your yoga mat, my right shin is usually more at like a 45-degree angle, so a little bit closer into my pelvis. Now, you want to make sure that this feels okay for your joints, in particular your right knee joint, yeah? Then you could, if you want to, bring your fingertips behind your head, elbows wide, both legs are strong and kicking into the earth. So I'm kicking my back leg and my front leg down into the ground. Then with a long spine, you might tip forward any amount. That could be like 1 inch, 2 inches. You don't need to go all the way down. About halfway is totally plenty. And then you kick down, back body strength lifts you back up. If that feels okay for your body, you might take 2 more rounds. Again, double, triple check. Does my right knee feel okay with this? You want to feel this more in our right glute. Got 1 more round if it's interesting to you. Okay, as you are ready, hands are going to plant in front of our right shin bone. Tuck your back toes, 3-legged dog, send your right leg high, and take some movement through your right hip. So maybe a couple hip circles, maybe 1 in each direction. Okay, releasing to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up high. And exhale, lizard lunge. Left foot steps to the outside of your left hand. Okay? Lizard lunge of choice, or you can follow along with me. So if you're following my cues, right knee's on the ground. Then we're going to flex our right heel towards right glute. So hamstring curl. And squeeze your right glute. Pushing through your hands first, draw your heart forward. It's kind of like a cow's spine as we inhale. As we exhale, we're going to tuck through the chin. Push through your hands, rounding through your upper back. Tuck through your tailbone. You can shift your hips a little bit up, down, forward, backwards to kind of find that sweet spot. But again, we're going for right hip flexor. Big push of the arms, big tuck of the chin, big squeeze of right glute, and tuck of the tail. And from here, when you're ready, in a slow motion, start to release. Yeah, into your half pigeon. Left foot will wander across. So either staying nice and tall through your half pigeon, just thinking about using the strength, your posture muscles to keep you nice and lifted. So think like your best posture of your entire life is what we're going for. Or again, if it feels okay for your body, left knee in particular, strong legs, fingertips behind your head, elbows are wide. Everything is strong as you tip forward. Again, this might be like 1 inch, go many inches, and then kick the earth away to lift back up. Good, last 2. About 1 more breath, whatever you are exploring. Good, when you feel ready, we'll go back through our 3-legged dog, hip circles, any movement you want to add in. And from our downward facing dog, we'll take a walk to a forward fold top of the mat. Soften through your knees, interlace your peace fingers, so second and third fingers around your big toes. Anchoring down through your toes, inhale, half lift through your torso. Shoulders out of ears, exhale, bend your elbows wide and draw yourself to your thighs. Think heavy head, shoulders drawing away from the ears. Gently pull yourself towards your lower body. Breathing along the back of your body. You might find a slight tuck of your chin. 1 more breath here. Slowly start to release the grip, bend your knees. Hips settle all the way down to the earth. Okay. We'll use our core to descend to the back body, especially after doing all that back extension work, just to help like reintegrate, in particular if your low back might have tried to steal the show at any point. So knees bent, creating your heel anchors, flex your feet into the earth. And again, we're driving the heels down and you're isometrically dragging your heels towards your booty. So you're pulling your heels towards you to draw into your front ribs, navel to spine. We'll take an inhale to sit tall, reach tall. And use your exhale to begin your slow journey backwards, starting to slowly descend, shoulders out of ears. Take another breath in. Exhale that breath completely as you continue your journey. So try to really empty all the way. That's going to help re-engage your core even deeper. Again, inhale, you might just pause with the in-breath. Exhale, empty all the way as you continue to lower. And take maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. And every exhale is complete. Once you find your way to the earth, full body stretch, reach from fingers to toes, spreading your fingers and toes wide. And then bring both your knees into your body, thighs to chest. Draw some circles with your knees, massage your low back across the earth. And then when removing pose, hands interlace on your right shin, release your left leg long. Flexing with your heels, ignite your inner thighs, shoulders out of ears, collarbones wide. If you'd like to, tuck your chin to your chest and find a little lift. Think forehead in the direction of your knee. We're not concerned about them coming into contact, just finding that deep stretch. Head and shoulders will release back. Supine twist is where you're headed next. Release your right knee over to the left. Right shoulder drops to the earth. Perhaps your gaze tips to the right. And then use your left hand just to draw your right thigh bone a little bit closer to your torso. It's going to emphasize the length through the back of your body and your low back. And one more inhale. And one more exhale. Take your time to roll to your back body. Knees pull into your chest. If you want to, maybe curl forehead towards knees. Take a breath in. Draw your nose up to your thighs. Exhaling, head and shoulders down. Hands interlace at your left shin. Release your right leg forward. Flex through your feet. Your tailbone lengthens. Inner thighs ignite. And then perhaps you do that same tucking in towards your left knee. Maintaining the openness at your heart. Full inhale. And exhale, everything releases as you find your supine twist. And maybe gaze to the left. And then your right hand might guide your left thigh a little bit closer in. When you're ready, begin your journey back to the midline, knees to heart. And start by just sending your legs up to the sky, any amount of bend in your knees. Hips heavy to the earth, shoulders heavy to the earth, skull heavy to the earth. Take a moment again just to be here, not rushing to anywhere. And you can stay here in your legs up pose, or we'll take shoulder stand and or plow on your journey to Savasana. So if you'd like to, little boost of your hips up and over. And you can take your shoulder stand, you can take your plow, you can travel through both. You could also add in your ear pinning pose, finding that bend of your knees to frame your face. Okay, but you have about 3 to 5 breaths to eventually arrive into your final relaxation. Checking in to see if there's anything else that you feel called to incorporate along the way. Giving yourself permission to go there before settling into stillness. Making sure you go super slow and support with your core on your way out. You might pause with bent knees, maybe a little windshield wiper action. And then starting to nest into Savasana, finding that cozy position for your body. Maybe that's arms and legs long. Maybe it's a different shape. Once you start to settle in, let your eyes soften shut. And then coming back to that intention that you offered your practice at the very beginning. As you draw that intention to the forefront of your awareness, to your heart, take a deep breath into that intention. And an open mouth exhale, let the breath go. And allow all effort to be subsided into ease. And as effort subsides into ease, so your body drops a little deeper, so your mind clears, giving yourself permission just to be here for these last 2 minutes or so. Held by the earth, supported by your breath. Full breath in through your nose as you're ready. And then just let the breath sigh out, let it go. Invitation to gather your hands to heart center. As we close our practice, just pausing for a moment in gratitude of a practice that helps to nurture us at every level, cares for our bodies, our hearts, and our minds, connects us to our breaths and the deepest layers of who we are, that deep wisdom of the universe. And as we pause here in that pool of gratitude, also gratitude for our support systems around us, for the people that we have the privilege to care for the people that help to care for us. And with that gratitude, we'll take a deep inhale. And one more open mouth exhale to release. And may yoga offer us a path to compassion, always leading us to live with authenticity and to love deeply each and every day. Thank you so much, and namaste.